Lesson 59, Algebra 1 half proportions. Okay, you're given two fractions, 2/3 over x and 5/8 over 1/15. This major fraction sign separates the numerator and the denominator. Here's the one that separates the numerator and the denominator. So when you cross multiply, you make a cross. So these two multiplied together equal these two multiplied together. So what do we get? We get 2/3 times 1/5 equals 5/8 times x. We usually write the number before the x. Well, 2/3 times 1/5, when you multiply fractions, you just multiply the top times the top and the bottom times the bottom. So 2/15 equals 5/8 x. Now we want to get x by itself, and this is an important point. When there's a fraction in front, you can just multiply both sides by the reciprocal. That's the number flipped over. So I'm going to multiply both sides by 8/5. Should put a dot there. Now 8/5 times 5/8 is 40/40ths, or 1. Or you could cancel. You see it's 1, and 1 times x is x. So that's how we get x all by itself, multiplying by the reciprocal. And then all we have to do is multiply the top times the top and the bottom times the bottom. 16 over 75. That's your answer. The second example, they don't have a fraction in the top, but they have x. And the bottom is 3/4, 1/3. So you just make your cross. And you put these together, x and 2/5. Now usually you write it with the 2/5 in front, so 2/5 times x. And then 3/4 times 1/3. Now I already canceled out the 3's here. Okay, you could multiply it out and get 3/12 and reduce, or you can, 3 goes into 3 one time, 3 goes into 3 once, and so I'm left with 1/4. Now once again, we don't have x by itself, it's a fraction, so we multiply both sides by the number flipped over, 5/2. Both sides by it. What you would do to one side of an equation, you have to do to the other. Well, the 5/2 times 2/5, when you multiply reciprocals, it always equals 1, and 1 times x is just x. And on the right side, you multiply the top times the top, 5, and the bottom times the bottom, 8. Kind of easy problems.